Children, we will start with the first chapter of history, standard 9th, that is the French Revolution. Now, children, today we regard words like liberty and equality as our birthright. But these ideas were not there in the past. People had to snatch these rights. Today you are enjoying these rights through your fundamental rights as you have learned last year. Okay? So now we begin with the chapter and we will see how the people had snatched these rights from the kings, the monarchs. Okay, so that is all about the French Revolution. Now let me tell you what is the meaning of revolution. Revolutions don't happen suddenly. After years of suffering, lack of freedom, poverty and unemployment, people become desperate to see some light at the end of the tunnel. And this is how revolutions are born. Now, the French Revolution also was one of them that led to the end of monarchy. What is the meaning of monarchy? It is a form of government where the king or the queen rules. So, the end of monarchy in France. Now, let us look at the world map and see where France is. So, I'll just zoom in and you can see here, this is France, and we will see how the French Revolution developed there. Okay, and we will go into the date. Very important date that you must remember is 14 July 1789, the beginning of the French Revolution. Children, 14th July 1789, a very important day in the history of France. The city of Paris, you can see Eiffel Tower, the city of Paris was in a state of alarm. And rumors spread that the king had ordered to open fire upon the citizens. Said, like, ordering his soldiers to move into the city and open fire. And a panic situation had occurred. You can see they're hearing these soldiers marching into the city, and a panic situation had occurred. And people started gathering in numbers. Around 7,000 people gathered, started breaking a number of government buildings in search of arms and ammunitions. And they also marched to this Bastille jail. You can see the jail here. And they killed the commander, released the prisoners. It seems there were only 7 prisoners there. And the people just hated this Bastille jail because it stood as a symbol for the despotic king of France. What is the meaning of despotic? It was very tyrant, it was very harsh, it was very cruel. So they wanted to do away with the king, and that is why they tried to break through it. Okay, and the more writing increased day after day. Many people started gathering in Paris and in the countryside, and more people protested with the high rise of price that the king had increased the prices of bread. So, and with this, a new chain of events began in France, which leading to the execution, that means killing of the king. How and why did this happen? Let us look into some of the reasons for this. Now, children, let us look into some of the causes for the French Revolution. The first one, we will look into the political causes. Now, you can see Louis XVI. Okay, they would give the same name but numbers to various rulers. So it was Louis XVI. He came to power in 1774. He belonged to a Bourbon dynasty. Okay, like the name, you have a surname, he belonged to the Bourbon dynasty. No, it's not the biscuit, but it's the name of the dynasty. And he was only 20 years old when he married an Austrian princess called Marie Antoinette. Now here is Austria, you can see on the map. Okay, and got married, and when he took up the throne, upon his accession to the throne, he found an empty treasury. Okay, now what were the reasons for this empty treasury? Let's look into it.